All week long, I've tried to avoid elevating the leftists who are melting down about Charlie because I just don't really give a shit about them. I just don't. They didn't know him. You know, one of the things that I heard, I think was it the New York Times. I can't keep my leftist straight. I think it was saying about Charlie was, he was very controversial. You know, he said things like Martin Luther King was a bad guy. Yes, he did say that. You know why? Because MLK's own biographer, a Pulitzer Prize winning biographer, broke the story that MLK was in back rooms allowing women on his staff to get sexually molested by others right in front of him and seemed to kind of enjoy it. That's what Charlie was talking about. The stories no one else would talk about. That Charlie had questions about the Civil Rights Act of 1964. You know why? Because Charlie actually studied people like Shelby Steele, who wrote all about how the black middle class was rising prior to the reign of Lyndon B. Johnson, who infantilized the black community, setting them back by generations with his Great Society programs. Do some homework. This is a mainstream school of thought within the intellectual African-American community. Never mind. That's where Charlie got it. Fuck you for not doing your homework and just trying to paint him as some crazy racist. It's just ridiculous. That's the New York Times' take, okay? So I have been avoiding taking all this on because I just, you're not going to convince these people, and why should we bother? Who gives a shit? We've already moved on without them. You can't persuade them. You can't persuade these lunatics who are online celebrating that Charlie's dead to be kind. Save it, Utah governor. You can't. All right, just stop. It's these people need to be defeated, not reasoned with. All we can worry about is motivating our side. It's like Don Jr. said. We had somebody who reached out to the other side and would listen to them and debate on fair terms. And to quote Don exactly, they fucking killed him. He's not wrong. But I've got to play this soundbite of this asshole, Nate Burleson, on CBS this morning, interviewing former Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy about the assassination earlier this week.
Not everyone took to his words or his rhetoric. You know, at times they were offensive to specific communities. But with that said, this is not the time to focus on that. We are focused on this tragedy. Speaking of this tragedy, is this a moment for your party to reflect on political violence? Is it a moment for us to think about the responsibility of our political leaders and their voices and what it does to the masses as they get lost in misinformation or disinformation that turns in and spills into political violence?
You absolute asshole. What a dick. Is this a time for your party, Mr. Former Republican Speaker, to reflect on political violence? Whose candidate almost got his head blown off a year ago? You total fucking douchebag. My God. It's time for Republicans to reflect on political violence, that your party and your leader needs to reflect on his rhetoric? Have you taken a look at Blue Sky? Did you look up and down what's left of the leftists on Twitter to see what they're saying in response to Charlie being shot down in the prime of his life? I'm infuriated by that guy. How dare he? And then he kicks it off by saying, oh, yeah, Charlie was offensive. He's basically saying Charlie was a bigot. You know, what he said about certain communities. Fuck you. You don't know the first thing. You believe the bullshit that you read on Blue Sky. Then you go sit in that seat and you try to blame Republicans for political violence when Charlie isn't even buried yet? You utter asshole. You are too stupid and partisan to be in front of a camera. You should be fired. Your ass should be fired. Now they have a new CBS ombudsman that's supposed to reach out to Republicans. Great job. Great job. You suck. But welcome to the new boss, same as the old boss. Somebody needs to call the ombudsman, because you have a lunatic sitting on CBS this morning. Who was the balance? Gayle King. Gayle, who said, oh, well, I think both parties engage in it. Oh, that's the balance. It's the Republicans who have a violence problem and a rhetoric problem, and Trump is the problem, and Charlie was a bigot. Oh, but, you know, both sides kind of engage in it a little bit. Oh, thanks, Gayle. To the moon. Sorry. That's just like, that one's been sticking in my craw. You know, I'd rather have like the lunatic blue-haireds because then you know that they're nuts. But this guy is like in the suit on the CBS set and like, oh, I'm just being super reasonable in his tone. Go F yourself. What did you say, Steve? You're giving me my timing? Do you need me to wrap? I don't know. My team's like trying to, no. Okay, yeah. No. Do we have time? All right, we have 3 minutes, so we have a little time to do one more. Ilhan Omar. Let's do that one. SOT 22. Here she is in an interview. Wait a second. Yeah, is this the one with Mehdi Hasan? Yeah, that's the one I wanted. SOT 22.
What I do know for sure is that, you know, Charlie was someone who once said, guns save lives after a school shooting. Charlie was someone who was willing to debate and downplay the death of George Floyd in the hands of Minneapolis police.
I think he called him a scumbag.
Right, have no regard, downplay slavery and what Black people have gone through in this country.
No, he didn't.
By saying Juneteenth should never exist.
Right, he was right about that too.
And I think, you know, there are a lot of people who are out there talking about him just wanting to have a civil debate.
Complete rewriting of history.
Yeah, there is nothing more effed up, you know, like than to completely pretend that, you know, his words and actions have not been recorded and in existence for the last decade or so.
I can think of something that is more effed up. What if you married your brother? That'd be weird and messed up, wouldn't it? Like marrying your brother, that's definitely fucked up. Why'd you do that? Your own home paper, Minneapolis Star-Tribune, couldn't conclude conclusively that you hadn't. That's kind of fucked up. Literally everything she just said was a lie. All of it was a lie. Or she was making points about Charlie that were totally valid. Juneteenth is a stupid thing to do. And like down the line, the things she was saying, this is what they do. They want to rewrite the history. They want to ignore the millions of clips of Charlie bringing people together. And they go with their bullshit lies like the New York Times tried to tell, like Martin Luther King, he never did a bad thing. Charlie was so wrong to say he wasn't a good guy. Oh, maybe he didn't quite, as a Christian, support the way MLK was behind the scenes. Okay? This was a massive news story that was all over the papers a couple of years ago. Maybe you missed it. It's not good for me. It raises my blood pressure too high to be thinking about these people. When inflation jumps, when you hear the national debt is over $37 trillion, do you ever think maybe now would be a good time to buy some gold? Well, you'd be right. Whether as a hedge against inflation, peace of mind during global instability, or just for sensible diversification, Birch Gold Group believes every American should own physical gold. And so they created something special. Until September 30th, if you're a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 in free metals on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, request an info kit right now. Just text MK to 989898. Plus, Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you're still eligible for a rebate in free metals of up to 10 grand. So make right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate up to $10,000 when you buy before September 30th. Text MK to the number 989898 to claim your eligibility and get your free info kit. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.